Well, greetings fellow train sim developers, greetings from Kamloops, British Columbia in Canada. This is the Wide Wanderer here, and I've been having a bit of a play with Just Train's Totham route, where for my own amusement I've decided to give it a bit of a facelift. I've altered all the track to Just Train's new 3D track model, and more particularly I've taken out all the old Kuju default color light signals and replaced them with the very excellent Just Train's modern signal set as featured in their Newcastle to Edinburgh offering. I've also been having a play around with some of the lighting effects for nighttime scenes using some assets supplied by Armstrong Powerhouse. So for a long time now I've been wanting to model something called permissive working on the railway. That's where you can have more than one train in a track section, for example a long platform such as we have here at Portsbridge Central. The plan is that we have an ECS unit coming in from the depot empty, and the player train will then subsequently come into the platform to couple up to that empty unit to simulate it perhaps being strengthened maybe for a rush hour service further to the east. Up until now it's not been possible to simulate such moves, owing to the fact that the dispatcher in the core program in Train Simulator throws up errors in the editor due to conflicts between two trains coming into the same section of track. Happily though, Just Trains have created three very useful little scenario tools which we can use to improve the situation. And they have now released those three tools as part of an update to their Newcastle to Edinburgh offering. The three tools are the AI only signal, a version of the stopping point which already existed as a scenario tool in the simulator, and something Just Trains call the tab trigger. And all three of these have been very ably demonstrated by Jim, aka Nobkins, from Trainsimdev.com, and that's elsewhere on YouTube if you fancy looking that up. So here's the setup. So sitting out here in Portsbridge Tunnel is an electric unit. This is an ECS from North Sholt Depot. It's going to run into platform 4, about halfway down the platform, and it's going to await the arrival of the player train, which is coming up from Royton Station. Down on the track we have this setup. Each train has a stopping point at which it will initially stop. And ahead of each stopping point I've placed an AI signal. Note the directions of the track links. Now the purpose of the AI signal is simply to split up the track section so that the dispatcher does not see the conflicts that we were experiencing before we had this little tool available. In the game, the AI signal is simply invisible, and its purpose is only to pass messages back and forth between the visible signals. If a train passes an AI signal, absolutely nothing happens. No SPAD is generated. At the station throat, we have these three signals protecting the approach. The signal on the right is the one we're going to be working with in this scenario. As far as this signal is concerned, there is going to be a train already ahead of it, so it will hold at red as the player train approaches. It's equipped with a calling on signal, and under the old arrangements it would be the case that the player would have to press tab physically on the keyboard in order to get those white lights to illuminate. Along with that would come that rather disruptive SPAD message saying that passing the signal danger has been approved. Now to me that message is rather disturbing to the flow of the scenario, and that's something I want to try and eliminate. And that's where this little tool comes in, the tab trigger. Now part of the JTMS signal set. The idea is that when the train runs over the link in the track, the tab's message will be sent to the game core automatically, and the effect is that the white lights will illuminate on the signal, and The side effect is that we don't get that disturbing SPAD message coming up. So let's have a look at the scenario in action. Here comes our empty unit from the depot out of the tunnel. It's going to enter platform 4 here at Portsbridge and stop at the stopping point provided for it. Note the platform 4 up starting signal in the distance. As the train passes, it no longer automatically changes to green as the train passes in a reverse move like this. And there's the train stopped at its stopping point. Meanwhile, the player train is ready to leave Royton station. Ahead of us, just under the bridge, we have a single yellow. This is in advance of the signal protecting the station approach, which is held at red because the empty unit is now occupying the platform. So we'll throttle back a little bit in advance of the red. Stage 1 of brake. Start bringing the speed down a bit. So the signal is still held at red. And there are the white lights clearing as we go over the tab trigger. So let's put the HUD up so we can see what's going on. So we're going to have our train stop just over somewhere over the red arrow in the HUD there. That should do us somewhere around here. Okay, that's good. We can now couple up. And there we go. So we've successfully completed the scenario. No spads, no nasty disturbing messages coming up on the screen, and a scenario that flows through just nicely. So there we have it. Permissive working on Train Simulator 2015. Now possible thanks to developments from Just Trains. Thanks to them. And thanks to you for watching. Bye for now.